Earlier today, in a Twitter thread, Anthony Noto, the CEO of SoFi, dropped a whole list of product initiatives that the company is pursuing throughout the course of 2025 and gave us a glimpse as to what we could expect for SoFi's product innovations through the end of the year. We're going to take a look at this post together, and I'm going to talk about what I'm expecting for SoFi after they reported a fantastic second quarter results. And in fact, this week closed at their highest ever weekly close as a public company. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So as I mentioned, SoFi closed at its highest weekly close ever when it closed earlier today at $23.77. And we can see that SoFi, if we look at the stock chart, you can see a very nice accumulation pattern. The earnings were reported over here on July 29th, and immediately after they did that $1.5 billion raise, which killed the rally. And ever since that time, you can see that we're forming higher lows every single day here. The stock is actually going higher and higher. And if you look on the weekly view, as I mentioned, this is the highest ever close that we've had for SoFi. Back over here years ago, the stock was trading as IPOE. And of course, there are higher weekly closes as IPOE. But we get to a really interesting point here because you had this resistance level that you now just broke through. And I think that the company, has strong momentum going forward off the back of that second quarter results that they can capitalize on. So it's really encouraging to see from a price movement perspective. And that's also then supported by a lot of the commentary that the CEO is making. So I'll put this post up here. And this was in response to somebody on X. So we'll read the whole thread and then we can talk independently about what was announced in that post. So this post here is by an ex-software developer who found a bug saying that it's unacceptable and embarrassing for the SoFi Invest app, sending this screenshot, tagging Anthony Noto, tagging SoFi, and basically saying that a calculation was done incorrectly. And then the same person responded to their post earlier today, and they said, "I'm impressed. The issue has been fixed. We can now work on cost basis issue and exercising options with existing shares, reworking display issues, fixing push data, and a whole other list of different product features that they were basically giving a laundry list of features to the company, as well as level one options, of course. It wouldn't be a critique of SoFi Invest if we didn't mention level one options. And in fact, Anthony Noto surprisingly had one of his longest posts on X saying, "Thanks for sharing your feedback. Hear you loud and clear. And I'm sorry you had a bad experience with our bug reporting. We're working hard to improve SoFi Invest and wanted to share with you some key updates we have planned. Roadmaps are subject to change, but this gives you perspective on our plans to optimize the experience." And right off the bat, I really love this because we've been asking as a retail investment community management to communicate in a more transparent and holistic manner with us. And this is exactly what we've been asking. You have the CEO directly giving product level updates in terms of what's upcoming for the company in upcoming quarters through X to a retail investor question. Let's continue here. He says, "Make withdrawals from SoFi Invest to SoFi checking or savings account instant Q3 delivery. That's in employee beta right now. We're also increasing limits to 250K per day, $1 million per month." So they're increasing the withdrawal limits and you can move your money from invest to checking and savings. That's coming in this quarter. Add level one options, Q3 or Q4 delivery. It's in employee beta. So employees already have the ability to have level one options on the SoFi Invest app, and the retail investment community can finally expect it coming in 2025. Add options trading in your IRA. That's coming in Q4 for SoFi. Allow greater than $50,000 daily withdrawal limit. That's also coming in Q4. So not only are they increasing the limits of withdrawals from SoFi Invest to checking and savings, but they're also increasing the daily limit of withdrawals in general. Organize orders under tabs such as pending, canceled, completed, and all, or add organization filters targeting Q4 delivery. And I love this, right? Because they're sharing with us even internally what they're targeting for as a quarterly target and not so much making promises to say, oh, it's coming soon or in the future. And he mentioned that disclaimer at the very top, right? Like when we provide dates in software development, they always should be taken with a grain of salt. And I would rather have that than have no information at all, because with that, I at least can set some baseline expectation. The list continues. Rework display issues layout on stock details page for SoFi Invest, targeting Q4 delivery. add the ability to click on a pending order and resubmit with a new price and or share option amount. Q1 2026 delivery. Fix push data on position details page, not updating positions total profit or loss percentage and other updatable data. We have a stretch goal for Q4 to deliver tax lots, which will make this easier to manage. Fix lack of real-time price data push update on order entry screen. This isn't planned, this is intentional. While we can support real-time push updates, our target members aren't ultra active traders and found it confusing. We're exploring an optional active trader mode for the trade ticket, which may also include this feature. And this is interesting because the active trader mode for more advanced traders reminds me of Robinhood's platform that they just released very recently, where they're also focusing on more active traders. Cost basis issues when exercising options with existing shares. We have not seen other reports on this issue, but the team is checking in with our data partners. And finally, fix pending orders not showing up on the stock details screen. We have this capability today, but the team has plans to make pending orders easier to find. Okay, this was a very long list. And first and foremost, let me say I love the added transparency. Like, I love that communication. It's definitely on the right track. That's exactly what I want to be seeing from this management team. So I'll say that right off the bat. That's a green flag. The second thing that I'll be saying is just even that, where he shares maybe 2 or 3 updates or features that are coming within the next couple of quarters, like even that gives us a peek under the hood of what is going on from a product innovation perspective. And this is something that I would expect the CEO to be talking about more. I would expect the CTO to be talking about this more around their specific tech innovations and the features that are upcoming. So I love the fact that they're talking about products as opposed to just the financial aspects of their business with regards to securitizations or the loan platform business or issuing more shares, the financial engineering aspect, which is a lot of what we've gotten in the past. I love the fact that they're now indexing on product innovations, feature innovations. And then number 3, what I'll say is that there's a lot of signs that are now pushing us in the direction that SoFi is actively investing in their SoFi Invest app to actually make it one of the leading solutions in the market. And this is just one step to further validate that decision. We've been seeing that SoFi is increasing their spend. They've been increasing a lot of their promotions that they're offering to users, which to me signals that they're going for higher member additions into that ecosystem. And SoFi Invest is something that even the CEO on the earnings call mentioned that they're actively investing in improving. And this is something that reinforces that even further, where they're actually saying, okay, we mentioned in the earnings call that this is something that we want to improve. Here's exactly the granular tactical list of how we're going to improve that. It reinforces it because it brings it back to the forefront of investors' mind to be thinking about SoFi Invest actively. I also saw that SoFi just got new updated bank rankings. So here we can see a post by Chris. They're now the 56th largest bank in the US. A couple years ago, they were back in the 400s, and every single quarter, they seem to be climbing a couple of slots. So here you can see SoFi is now in number 56. They were most recently, I think, number 59 or 60. And it's really cool to see, right? Because Anthony Noto, as we know, is gunning for a top 10 financial institution in the US, obviously by market cap. So that's going to be really interesting. Again, level 1 options. This is going to quell a lot of the rumblings around the retail investment community saying that SoFi is not on par with Robinhood because that's not something that they've been actually focused on. Level 1 options is coming this year. Tax lots is coming this year. A lot of improvements, quality of life improvements around the SoFi Invest ecosystem is coming this year. IRA options, the increases of withdrawal limits. And when I say all those things out loud, it makes it also sound like SoFi is actually accelerating their product innovation roadmap, their feature release calendar. And that's also very encouraging to see. So if I could summarize this video by saying anything at all, I would say it's fantastic that they're communicating. It's fantastic that they're focusing on SoFi Invest. It seems as though this upcoming quarter, we should be looking at higher member counts. So keep that in mind when we're making predictions forward because of the benefits that they're offering and because of all of the things that they're reinforcing in the minds of investors around SoFi Invest. And it seems as though they're talking a lot about functionality improvements as opposed to just the financial improvements. Obviously, retail is going to get a lot of what they asked for. The Invest app is going to get much better. And I can't wait to hear from real users after a lot of these features leave their beta stage to see what their experience is like, whether they are enjoying the new Invest app, and whether it is something that will be on par with the top fintech companies offering a brokerage product like Robinhood and like others out there, whether SoFi is going to start bringing back some of those users, because every single user that they bring back, of course, has that added network effect of being in that SoFi ecosystem, powered by SoFi Plus, their subscription product, and that flywheel just accelerates. And holistically, the strength of their ecosystem is only as strong as their weakest link. And in my opinion, right now, SoFi Invest is one of their weaker links from a B2C perspective, from a consumer product perspective. So it's really fantastic and encouraging to see them improving this, because we know that the loan platform business doesn't really need any more help. They're like flying off the shelves. The tech platform, of course, does need help, but there's already a plan in place for that for 2026 to accelerate because of the contract time durations being so long to ramp up new clients. And so Invest and credit cards are the other two aspects that I think need some more love to strengthen the ecosystem as a whole and bring the entire experience upwards. And I think that's going to pay dividends down the line through cross-selling. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what your thoughts are on these new features and on management's transparency on the fact that they're communicating with retail. I really enjoy this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.